I think a lot of us mess up once and then feel like we have to start a whole life over again, but that is not the case. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you why that's not the case and why you may be doing better than you think you are. Hello, everyone. My name is Branson. I'm an actor, singer, dancer, influencer, songwriter, everything else in between. And I wanted to make this video because I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media about people talking about, is it too late to get my summer body? Is it too late to do this? And I'm, it makes me cackle because I'm like, y'all, it's never too late and let's get back on the wagon, okay? Get back on the wagon. That was an interesting thing I said. But it just was the first thing that came at the top of my head. So the first part I wanted to talk about is the reality is that everyone falls off. And I know it may not seem like that because when you get to scrolling, when you see your favorite gurus, when you see all these people posting these LinkedIn posts and doing this and doing that, you think, oh my gosh, everybody's life is just so together. It's so streamlined and they're just doing so good. And I'm just not doing the things that I need to do and I'm falling off. And the reality is, no, boo. You're not seeing the behind the scenes. You're not seeing the days that they just can't, the days that they're on the couch, the days that are their hardest. You're seeing the highlighted 1% reel of people's lives, okay? We all post our best self online. We want to be presented, well received. We want just to have a good response from whoever's watching. But the reality is that a lot of people fall off in their behind the scenes goals or in other parts of their life that they're trying to improve. And it is okay. But the reality is that a lot of people don't talk about it openly. So it just seems like you're the only one that keeps constantly falling behind. You're consistently not achieving the goals that you want in the time frame that you are trying to, but a lot of people are going through that as well because anytime that I have conversations with people, whether it be friends or coworkers or even acquaintances that I'm just meeting, and we get past that initial small talk conversation, then we just talk about actual things in our life, new paths, new changes, new goals, aspirations. And a common thing that I hear from people is the fact that they have tried something so many times and constantly have to reroute or change how they're doing it and how many times they failed as well. And even highly successful people, because I love me a good audiobook, okay? I love listening to memoirs and people in the film industry or CEOs, business people, because I just want to hear their experiences. And in all of those books, a lot of them talk about their experiences with what is it called? Imposter syndrome and their doubts with themselves and how many times that they had to try so many things to get to where they are today. And if you fail once and then you just stop, the reality is that you're just going to hold yourself back from ever trying to get to where it is that you want to go. Because I know, believe me, baby, okay, I'm trying to get into this film industry. Like I'm doing auditions, getting on set, submitting things, and it can be easy for me to be like, nobody wants me, let me not. And I've had those thoughts before. We just being real. But what happens is that if I stop, then I'm doing myself a disservice because this is the industry that I want to be in. I want to put out great content out there as far as my acting, singing, dancing, and even my videos that I'm doing for you guys. But if I just look at the views of YouTube and say, oh my gosh, this video didn't get any views, I would quit right now and get nowhere. And the part that you really have to you have to focus on the future and you have to focus on the brighter days ahead. Because if you harp on the now, well, we're all trying to get better. We're all trying to do our best and we're all trying to improve. But only focusing on the bad and just harping on it is just doing yourself a disservice. And it's just going to get in a cluster of your mind when there's already so many things going on. And we just need to not think like that. Let's think about how we can get back on, okay? So it's a normal cycle if you fall off, boo, but as long as we get back on in a time frame, not saying, okay, well, I was supposed to start today, but now it's already Monday and I don't want to start on a Tuesday. No, we can't think like that because if you push it off, you're going to push it off again. And then, yes, let's say you fall off today and then you push it back to next week. Okay, I have to start next Monday. But then maybe you do next Monday. Okay, it goes good. You do it for a couple of days, but then you fall off again. And then you have to push it back till next Monday. Well, that's almost 2 weeks of time when you could have just been going with your goals, with what it is that you're trying to improve. But you let your head get in the way and you just keep pushing it off when really we're just avoiding. And I'm not reading you, I'm reading me too, okay? Because in the past, I definitely have done things like that. And it's no good. When we don't act, somebody else is, boo, and somebody else is getting to their place where they need to be. They're getting to their bag, they're getting to their success, they're getting to their moment. And we want to get to our moment too. We want to get to where it is that we want to go. But we can't do that if we keep pushing it off and procrastinating. Yeah. um yeah, and just also falling off just feels so discouraging. It feels like you ruined everything because even me, there, like, recently I'm learning French, by the way. Random fact. But yeah, because I think French is so beautiful, and I already speak Spanish and some Korean, so I want to learn French. And about maybe 3 weeks ago, no, actually, like, last week, I fell off on my French journey for like 2, 3 weeks, and I was just thinking to myself, "Ugh, I don't know if I can go back to French. And do I really want to learn it? Is it actually going to be beneficial to me?" But the reality is, I love a good language. I love learning it. I love watching content when I learn a new language and just being able to communicate with new people, whether that be online, social media, or if I ever travel. And so I do. So about 3, 4 days ago, I think 4 days because I have my streak back on Duolingo. I started, and well, now we're back. And did I waste some time for about a week and a half to two just debating in my head that, oh, French, I don't know if I can go back to it. It's going to, I don't know, do I really want it? That's just 2 weeks of French that I could have been learning. And maybe my grammar could have been more tea. I could have been, having more fuller conversations. But yeah, so you can just see where the pushing off of something really just makes the timeline elongated, girl. Ooh, sorry, that's my informal talking. But yeah, so you just really have to keep going. I know it's hard. I know it's easy to think like this and just want to harp in the brain, but we have to keep it rolling. And then the next lie that a lot of us probably say is, I have to start all over. In reality, no, you don't, because when you fall off, you don't lose all the progress that you've made. Because let's say you've been doing something for an entire month, but maybe in the weekend time you fell off on whatever it is you're trying to do. If it was maybe read 30 pages of a book a day, or have this diet going on, or do these side hustle projects, and this weekend you fell off and you've been doing it every day, you don't automatically have to start everything all over again, because your progress that you've been doing, you can still build up on that as long as we get back on that wagon, as I stated, because you're not back at zero, because all the knowledge and all the data and all the things that you've been doing over the last, this example is a month, but it could be a year, it could be a week, whatever it is, you already have that info. So it's just getting back in the habit, getting back in that ritual and that routine, which is what is going to help you keep going to the next step and improving. But only thinking in your head that you have to start at zero is, again, not good for you. And it just makes you doubt. It makes you want to stop doing the things, because whenever I've thought to myself that I have to start over, I just elongate the entire process all over again, and it's just a drag, and it's a cycle. But we don't want to have the cycle where we're in our heads dragging ourselves for not doing where we want to do, what we want to do, and where we want to go. We need to get into the cycle of hopping back on it and just continuing with the progress that we have. Because yes, we did maybe lose 2, 3 days, maybe even a week, maybe even two. Sorry, French. But we're back on it, because I didn't suddenly lose all of the words in French in 2 weeks and only remember bonjour, bonjour, je m'appelle Bonson. Um, y'all, I don't know why. When I speak French, I just feel so like, you know? Okay, anyways, that was the whole side topic. But yeah, again, you're not starting at zero. You definitely still have your progress that you have prior. So don't think that you magically have to restart everything that you've done, and everything is just out of your brain, because it's not. It's still there. You're still you, and we can keep it going. And that leads me to the next thing, is because the real problem is staying off track, as I stated. Because when you stay off track, and one bad day turns into a week, and then that week turns into two, and then two turns into a month, and then it just becomes harder to start the thing that you've been meaning to get better at. Because it's so crazy. I was having a conversation with my friend, and we were just talking about the things that we want to accomplish within the next year or few years, and we were talking about where our priorities were, and how our priorities were on other things that don't really matter towards our goals. And it was just interesting, because it's like the thing that you want the most is you want it so bad that sometimes your brain just rationalizes doing other things instead of that and procrastinates that one thing because maybe you're scared of going towards it or you're running from it. But it's just so interesting that our minds really do this thing where, oh yeah, we need to do this task, we need to do that, versus the thing that we really need to do, but it's something maybe that we want so bad, or something that we we just make it seem like it's the hardest task to do when really it's not. But that's the way that the brain is working. And when you stay off track, it's running from what it is that you really need to do. So that's why I wanted to tell you, don't give up. Keep going towards it. Get back on that wagon. Keep doing it. And if you fell off today, it's okay. But start tomorrow. Start tomorrow. Not, oh, wait, it has to be the first of the month. Oh, it has to be a Monday. Oh, it has to be the specific day. Because, no. Start tomorrow. Okay? Thank you guys for watching this video. I just wanted to put some words of encouragement, speak some words of encouragement to you guys. And yeah, but I love y'all so much. And bye.